How's it going, everyone? This is Abe's Card Collection back with another Through the Mail Tuesday video. This week we had 8 returns. Hopefully they all contained signed trading cards, football, baseball, maybe even some basketball. Without further ado, as I'm starting to already talk crazy, we're going to start with North Houston, Texas. Hope everybody's week is going well so far. You cut into this, there's a hard card, and even looks like there's a little, let's see, there's a note in here. Bob Asperante. Pretty cool, nice little note. Put that up here. And we have some cards. A 1967 Topps. Beautiful blue ink. 1965 Topps. Very nice. Not much space to sign here, really. And then that 67? No, 66 Topps. Pretty cool looking card. Bob Asperante, what a great signer. All Astros cards. But we must not forget, he was a Brooklyn Dodger in 1956. I think he had one at bat. And then went back to the minors for 3 or 4 years. Ended up, I believe, getting picked in the expansion draft in 1961 by the Houston Colt 45s, who later on became the Astros. Played with them for a good bit here, as you can see here. We have a lot of cards here with the Astros. Then finished things off with the Braves and the Mets. He is in the Houston Astros Hall of Fame. Hit .252 in the majors with 60 home runs and 457 RBIs. Thank you, Mr. Bob Asperante, for your autograph. These 3 cards came back in just 11 days. Man, he has a really nice autograph. Gotten him, I think, twice now through the mail. His brother, Ken Asperante, also signs. I believe Ken is the older of the two. But very, very nice. At 67, these both look really nice. 66 and 67. Not that the 65 doesn't. It's a little darker background, but I think we're going to have to feature the 67. Hard not to. Again, thank you, Mr. Bob Asperante. Next, let's go to a very faded Indianapolis, Indiana. I don't know why I pulled that towards me. And we have another hard card. Who is it? Carl Erskine on a 1954 Bowman. Look at that. Nice blue ink. Mr. Carl Erskine. Another Brooklyn Dodger. Back-to-back on the Brooklyn Dodgers. Pitched his entire career with the Dodgers in Brooklyn and LA from 1948 to 1959. He was a All-Star in 1954, a World Series champion in 1955, and threw 2 no-hitters. Pretty incredible. Had 122 wins in his career, a 4.0 earned run average, and just under 1,000 strikeouts. This card came back in 15 days. He has a $5 fee per card. Really a donation that I believe goes to Special Olympics. Fantastic cause. And this 54 Bowman, beautiful blue ink again. Just looks fantastic signed. Again, thank you, Mr. Carl Erskine. 15 days, $5. Well worth it. Put him down here with his Brooklyn Dodger buddy. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Knocking stuff over. There we go. Next we have Baltimore, Maryland. Got a newer stamp on this one. Had to go buy 200 of them. And we have another vintage baseball return. This one, Hansen. Ronnie Hansen. Look at this, 66 Topps. Then we have, oh, that looks beautiful. 1960 Topps. It says it's his rookie star card. His rookie card was in 1959 Topps. That is an incredible, look at, I love blue ink on cards. And that inscription's incredible. Looks like we have a 62 Topps as well. And then a 1963 Fleer, not the easiest card to come by. One got a little bit, a little bleeding there. That card didn't hold it as well, but man, that 60 tops really pops. Ron Hansen, former Rookie of the Year in 1960. Also a two-time All-Star in 1960 with those Baltimore Orioles, who he played with from 1958 to 1962. After that, spent time with the White Sox, the Senators, again back to the White Sox, a little bit of time with the Yankees, and closed his career out with the Kansas City Royals. His 72 tops card's a little hard to get a hold of because it's a high number card. But in the majors, he hit .234 with 106 home runs and 501 runs batted in. Going to my spreadsheet, these cards came back in a whopping 5 days. That is a quick turnaround. Thank you, Mr. Ron Hansen. Man, 3 for 3 on vintage baseball. I'm going to put that one up here. I think we're going to have to start spreading cards out because these are just too nice to cover up. Way too nice to cover up. Let's see if I can put these down here. Yeah, that's starting to look pretty good. Alright, 3 baseball. Let's see what we have next. South Jersey, New Jersey. What's going on in South Jersey, New Jersey? A hard card. Got some tape on here too. I appreciate that. It's kind of cool how they tape the sides. I've noticed with some of these envelopes you can kind of peek in. We have Hall of Famer Leroy Kelly. More vintage. This time football. We have a 72 tops. Very nice. Hall of Fame inscription. And then a 1970 tops. Leroy Kelly. Very cool. It's very, very similar poses. But Leroy Kelly, as he says here, 1994 Pro Football Hall of Famer. Played his entire career in the NFL with the Cleveland Browns. I think spent the year after that with the Chicago Fire. Not entirely sure what that league was. I think it was like the World Football League or something like that. Pretty short-lived though. Might have only lasted a season or two. But won an NFL championship in 1964 with those Browns. Was a 6-time Pro Bowler. Led the NFL in rushing yards twice. Rushing touchdowns 3 times. And was a part of the 1960s NFL All-Decade Team. One of my favorite stats is those NFL All-Decade teams. These cards came back in 16 days. Mr. Kelly has a very reasonable $5 fee. Well worth it for this Hall of Famer. Love how he separates that 19 and 94 for his Hall of Fame inscription. Man, those are clean. Let's put them up here. Alrighty. Bring this one up a little bit. There we go. So, 4 vintage returns. Next, we're going to go to North Texas, Dallas, Texas. Hope you all are having just as much fun as me. I don't know. Let's see, we'll cut up here. Ooh, looks like this one was already a little sliced open. Maybe got caught up in the sorters. Another football Hall of Famer. This one, Bob Lilly on a 1975 Topps card. Nice Hall of Fame inscription there, too. That is very clean. Nice thin blue ink. And Bob Lilly, Mr. Cowboy himself, played with them from 1961 to 1974. So, they should have his career statistics on it, which are... I love how they didn't have defensive statistics back then. But he scored 24 points in his career. What's that equal out to? 4 touchdowns. So 4 different years where he had a touchdown. Pretty nice for a defensive tackle. Now, he was on 2 NFL decade teams, 1960s and 1970s. 11-time Pro Bowler. Won a Super Bowl. I believe it was Super Bowl 6. In college, he was an All-American. Is in the Pro and College Football Hall of Fames. And he is the second best defensive tackle of all time behind Joe Green. Just kidding. Not really. But I know that's a little bit of a debate going on. This card came back in just 5 days. No, excuse me, 11 days with a $5 fee. Very, very reasonable for a Hall of Famer. Any Hall of Famer, I mean, $10 and under is very, very reasonable. Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I really want his 1963 Topps rookie card, and I really want to see him in a card show and get him to sign it. That is on my bucket list. Next, we're going to go to another vintage football. No surprise here, Eddie Metter. Not in the Hall of Fame. Some say he probably should be. We'll go over his numbers, but I think he probably should be based on the numbers. Got a 63 tops here. I think this is actually his rookie card, 1959 to 1970. And then another one. This one being a... Michael Myers probably knows this, you know. What is it? 64 or 65, maybe a 66 Philadelphia card. Can never tell which ones those are. But Mr. Ed Metter, NFL Decade Team, 1960s, 6-time Pro Bowler, 2-time First Team All-Pro, 3-time Second Team All-Pro. Played his entire career, as he said here, with the Los Angeles Rams from 1959 to 1970. These two cards came back in just 9 days. Had 46 interceptions in his NFL career. Thank you, Mr. Ed Metter. Very nice. Actually, a little surprised. Usually when I send to him, he personalizes 1 or 2 cards. So I think this is the second or third time I've sent to him over the last few years. So, which I kind of was expecting and kind of hoping on this one, this Philadelphia card. I think I've already got him on the rookie card personalized, but that is okay. I like them. Put them up here. And we have 2 more returns. Got some space here to fill. Phoenix, Arizona is next. Cutting to the top here. One day I'll get a letter opener. I'll graduate to that level. Got another Football Hall of Famer. Geez, these are perfectly in order. That is incredible. Roger Worley, 75 tops. And then a 1973 tops. The original shutdown corner. I didn't say it, but Roger Staubach did. Pro Football Hall of Famer. College Football Hall of Famer. Favorite stat, though, is NFL All-Decade Team 1970s. Played his entire career with the St. Louis Cardinals from 1969 to 1982. Drafted them, and they drafted him in the first round out of Missouri. 19th overall pick in 1969. Was a 7-time Pro Bowler. Absolutely incredible. 40 interceptions in his career. Let's see here. I have a Roger Staubach quote, because I was expecting this one back. Let's see here. It says, "The term shutdown corner originated with Roger Worley. There wasn't a better cornerback I played against. He was a great, great defensive back. You had to be aware of him all the time." That was Roger Staubach saying that. And me relaying it. But these cards came back in 12 days. $5 fee per card. Again, Football Hall of Famers, $5. That's amazing. I would love to get at least one of his cards from each of his playing career signed. It's kind of a goal of mine. So, really nice blue signature there. And we're going to put these cards right down here. Last return. West Palm Beach, Florida. I think this is our only non-hard card. Got a little debris there. And this is our last return of the day. And it is nice. A spring training return. Steve Seashek. Got him here on the Allen and Ginter. Gypsy Queen. Shout out to the Media Marauder. And then a Topps from 2000 and... I'm going to guess 15. It's been a while since I've seen these cards. Yep, 2015. Really nice design, though. Very cool. Steve Seashek. Had a little controversy over the weekend. He's pitching for the Nationals now. But, let's see. I think he hit, was it Francisco Lindor? Squared around for a bunt. And he may or may not have taken one up high. So, I am a Nationals fan, though. So, I totally think Francisco Lindor was accidentally leaning into that. Not much he could do. And Buck Showalter probably shouldn't have, you know, escalated the issue, we'll say. But Steve Seashek, he's been around for a while. Last year he spent some time with the Angels and had, I think, a sub-3 ERA. As you see here, he spent a lot of time early on in his career with the Miami Marlins, and happy to see him pitching for the Nationals now. I have to check out my spreadsheet on this one. But this was one of the first spring training ones I sent out. They came back in just 18 days. Great to get a current player back. The cards look really nice signed. Love that little, how it's showing here, his sidearm. Almost submarine-like delivery. Not Chad Bradford-esque, but still pretty low for guys today. Pretty low arm slot. And you can inscribe Corinthians on all 3 cards, it looks like. But thank you, Mr. Steve Seashek. All this vintage, and we get a current player back from spring training. We have 2 spring training returns back so far. That's incredible. Usually, I feel like I don't get any spring training back, and then if I do, I get them like a year later. But that's it for today, guys. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Asperante, 19 autographs. Thank you for watching. I hope your mailboxes are full as well. Bye for now.